guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. And this does not end well as he's going to be out of bounds here at his own 5-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Second and 3. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 44-yard line. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for...
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 7-0.
That's the score, Lions 7, Panthers 0. Matt Prater to kick off for Detroit.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
How about his performance last week? Over 200 yards. I think his decisiveness. One cut, and he goes. That's what's really made him pile up the yardage.
And the yardage he piled up last week, easily honored with NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I would have voted for him.
They run it here with Gordon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards and a Panther first down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
First down throw for Bridgewater. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Here's Bridgewater. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
We got 4. Check. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Now Gordon on first down. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Roberts got it. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that field shrink. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On the toss, here's Johnson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one 28 yards on the ground. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
On the set. Check right 54. Right 54. Now watch one.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. This is Gordon. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. Found his target. It's Anderson. And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 2nd quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On first down, it's Gordon. It's the Pro Bowler Jamie Collins that makes the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the Lions' 31-yard line.
From the 31, Bridgewater. And he rifles one incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts, and it's 3rd and 5.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit and forced the field goal.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On the run, he'll let it. Got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for the Lions. And even 40 yards. For even a first down or more. And all the way down to the 5. A big run there. 29 yards and a first. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Flushed out right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Gordon finding room at the 30. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more of the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. second down a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. 4th down, they're going. Bridgewater. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will take over. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. He completes it to Jones. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
61, match box, flight.
A 3-yard gain on the play.
Bravo.
3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And Pascal's got it. Touchdown, Detroit. Zach Pascal, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more of going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And now I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
To throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. To throw is Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They're going to run. This is Gordon. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Let's go. 30 base. Game situation. Let's go. Shoot. 6-6. Pull it high. Smooth.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, as time expires in the first half, and the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater for the extra point. So we have come to halftime in what's already a two-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Bridgewater. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
So that'll back him up 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 41-yard line.
Play action now. Bridgewater. Flush to his right. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 35. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Bridgewater to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Freeman again. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw in deep for Galladay. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Treadwell. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now this is fielded and all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And he's going to take this one back to the 37.